Icon in the making, Audrey Hepburn's Roman holiday journey. Imagine you're a budding actress and then, boom, on August 27, 1953, a single film rockets you to global stardom. That's the story of Audrey Hepburn and Roman holiday. Stay with us as we dive deep into this pivotal moment that transformed Hepburn from an unknown talent into an Oscar-winning icon and a lifelong humanitarian. Chapter 1, Introduction, The Star and the Cinderella Moment. Audrey Kathleen Rustin, born on May 4, 1929, in the heart of Brussels, Belgium, Audrey Hepburn seemed destined for a life far removed from Hollywood's sparkling lights. Her early years were marred by the traumas of World War II, experiencing firsthand the horrors of Nazi occupation. The strife led her to develop a sense of empathy and grace that would later define her. After the war, young Audrey found solace in the arts, rigorously training in ballet. But fate had different plans. A few minor acting roles came her way, but they were hardly enough to make ends meet. Audrey continued to dream, holding fast to her hopes as she navigated her way through post-war Europe. Educated, multilingual, and teeming with a unique blend of vulnerability and strength, Hepburn was more than another hopeful face in the sea of aspiring actresses. Then, as if plucked from a Hollywood script itself, came the year 1953, a year that would mark the release of Roman Holiday and set her on an unstoppable trajectory to global stardom. It was her Cinderella moment, complete with a royal ball and a charming prince, albeit set against the backdrop of 1950s Rome rather than a fairy tale kingdom. Chapter 2, The Crucial Audition, A Star Before She Was a Star. Introduction to William Wyler and the Film Project. In the early 1950s, William Wyler, already an acclaimed director, was on the verge of launching a project that promised to be groundbreaking, Roman Holiday. But before the cameras could roll, Wyler faced a dilemma: who would breathe life into Princess Anne, the film's charismatic lead? William Wyler had a vision, but visions need vessels. He had a script and a setting but not a princess. The search was extensive, with casting calls reaching far and wide, from Hollywood to London to Rome itself. Yet, none seemed to encapsulate the essence of Princess Anne, the blend of royalty and relatability, of glamour and genuine emotion. The casting process. Hundreds of headshots flooded Wyler's desk, followed by auditions, screen tests, and interviews. The process was exhaustive, but something was missing. That is until a young Audrey Hepburn walked into the room. A mostly unknown actress with a few minor roles, Audrey stood out, not just for her ethereal beauty but for her emotional depth. First impressions. In her initial meeting, Audrey Hepburn brought something indescribable yet palpable into the room. Her chemistry with Gregory Peck, the already established star of the film, was electric. Peck himself said later, "You could sense this was a woman who sincerely didn't believe she was as talented and beautiful as she was." The room felt it, Wyler felt it. The moment Wyler knew. During a pivotal screen test, Audrey delivered a monologue that left the room in awe. According to Wyler, when she spoke, she became Princess Anne. It wasn't acting, it was being. It was clear to him and everyone present that they had found their princess. Wyler later remarked, "It was as if she stepped out of a dream and into the role." It was magical. Initial public reaction. The news broke, and eyebrows were raised. Who was Audrey Hepburn, and was she fit for Hollywood royalty? Many doubted Wyler's choice. The stakes were high, not just for Audrey but for everyone involved. Yet, something about her captivated even the skeptics, making people eager, if cautious, to see her shine. Chapter 3, On the Streets of Rome, Filming Roman Holiday. In a time when most Hollywood films were shot in studios or on American soil, Roman Holiday took a different route. It embraced the enchanting streets of Rome. The choice wasn't just aesthetic, it was almost metaphorical. The Eternal City, with its layers of history and culture, became a canvas for Princess Anne's, and by extension, Audrey's transformation. Every cobblestone street and ancient monument they filmed at was another step in Audrey's journey from obscurity to stardom. On-set chemistry. From the moment Audrey Hepburn and Gregory Peck met, something clicked. There was no need for forced chemistry or acting tricks, their connection was authentic. One memorable incident captures this beautifully. During the iconic Mouth of Truth scene, Gregory Peck decided to improvise, not informing Audrey, leading to a genuine scream and laughter from her. That authenticity radiated through the film, making their on-screen relationship one of the most memorable in cinematic history. Challenges and triumphs. Audrey faced her share of challenges during filming. From the language barrier with some local crew members to grueling shooting schedules, the road wasn't always easy. She also dealt with multiple script changes, but her adaptability and resolve never wavered. These challenges were learning curves, each teaching her the nuances of film acting, honing her raw talent into something transcendent. Iconic scenes. Roman Holiday is a catalogue of unforgettable moments, but none is as iconic as Audrey and Gregory Peck's Vespa ride through Rome. For this scene, multiple takes were needed, and the production team had to grapple with the challenges of filming on busy Roman streets. Yet, Audrey remained unwaveringly professional, infusing her unique blend of grace and spontaneity into every shot. When audiences watched Princess and exploring Rome with abandon, they were also witnessing Audrey Hepburn's own exhilaration and newfound freedom. Collaboration with filmmakers. On set, Audrey was much more than just another actor, she was a collaborative force. She had a symbiotic relationship with Wyler, absorbing his directions while also bringing her own interpretations to Princess, and crew members and co-stars alike found her to be unpretentious and grounded, making her not just loved but deeply respected. In creating Princess and Audrey Hepburn had equally become a creator, leaving her imprint not just on her character but on the entire film. Chapter 4, Release Day, The World Meets Princess Anne. Leading up to August 27, 1953, the atmosphere was electric. Paramount Pictures had gone all out, marketing Roman Holiday as the romantic escapade of the year. Billboards, press releases, and teaser trailers created a buzz, but the real wild card was Audrey Hepburn. Could this relative unknown carry a film alongside Hollywood heavyweight Gregory Peck? Release day. The day had arrived. The marquees lit up and the red carpets rolled out. For Audrey, this wasn't just another day, it was the day. As Roman Holiday premiered, she sat among an audience of critics, peers, and cinema-goers, anxiously waiting for their verdict. Her heart must have mirrored the rhythms of the film's overture, soaring with every laugh and sigh from the audience. Critical reception. The reviews were unanimous in their praise, calling Roman Holiday a modern fairy tale. But it was Audrey Hepburn who became the darling of critics. Words like enchanting, captivating, and a star is born dominated headlines. For a young actress who had been, up to this point, only a hopeful face among many, this was affirmation on the grandest scale. Public reception. The numbers spoke for themselves. The film grossed over $12 million, a hefty sum for the time and equivalent to over $100 million today. But beyond statistics, the public had fallen in love. Audrey Hepburn's face was suddenly everywhere, on magazine covers, in homes, in conversations. Young women wanted to be her, young men wanted to meet someone like her. Audrey Hepburn had transitioned from being an actor in a film to a cultural icon. Audrey's reaction. When Audrey received news of the film's success, her response was one of pure emotion, joy, relief, gratitude. In interviews, she expressed her astonishment at how quickly life had changed, never forgetting to credit her co-stars and William Wyler for the journey. She may have been Hollywood's new it girl, but she was also the same Audrey, humble, grounded, and ever so grateful. Chapter 5, The Immediate Aftermath, A Life Forever Changed. March 25, 1954, Audrey Hepburn's name is announced, and she ascends the stage of the 26th Academy Awards. The lights are brighter than they've ever been, but nothing outshines her genuine smile. As she clutches her Best Actress Oscar, the world watches a star not just being born, but also being anointed. A night of triumphs. It's not just an Oscar in her hands, it's validation, affirmation, and a ticket to a lifetime of opportunities. Audrey Hepburn becomes the first actress to win an Oscar, a Golden Globe, and a BAFTA for a single role. When she delivers her acceptance speech, she seems almost bewildered by her own fortune, thanking her co-stars and William Wyler with humility that belies her monumental achievement. Immediate career impacts. Post-Oscar, Audrey becomes one of Hollywood's most sought-after talents. Filmmakers, producers, and even fashion designers vie for her attention. Scripts flood her agent's desk, but Hepburn is selective. She chooses roles not for their glamour, but for their depth, revealing an artist dedicated to her craft. Public perception. The Oscar cements Hepburn's role as Hollywood's newest darling. Fan letters pour in, their authors captivated by her on-screen persona as well as her off-screen humility and charm. She becomes the epitome of grace and beauty, inspiring women around the globe to emulate not just her style but also her demeanor. Hepburn's personal take. In interviews following her win, Audrey Hepburn displays an acute awareness that her life has changed irrevocably. Yet, she remains remarkably grounded. "I've been given an extraordinary life, and I am deeply thankful," she says. "But what's important now is how I use this life for something greater than myself." The launch of a multifaceted career. While the Oscar marks a high point, Audrey Hepburn knows it's just the beginning. With the world's eyes on her, she embarks on a journey through a wide array of roles, from the sophisticated Sabrina to the complex Breakfast at Tiffany's. Yet, even as she evolves as an actress, Hepburn starts setting her sights on a bigger picture, one that involves making a meaningful impact far beyond the silver screen. Setting the stage for philanthropy. The world doesn't know it yet, but the actress holding the Oscar would soon be a champion of causes close to her heart, especially her work with UNICEF. The starlet becomes a humanitarian, and in doing so, ensures that her impact will be felt far beyond the cinema halls and magazine covers. Chapter 6, Conclusion, The Legacy of a Role. From her breakthrough role in Roman Holiday, to her enduring humanitarian work with UNICEF, Audrey Hepburn's legacy is a composite of artistic and altruistic achievements. Born in 1929 and passing away in 1993, she starred in over 30 films, won numerous awards, and touched countless lives through her charity work. Even in her absence, her influence remains palpable. As of 2021, Roman Holiday has been viewed by millions, and her humanitarian endeavors have raised over $100 million for children in need. As new generations discover this timeless classic and the woman behind it, both the film and its star continue to serve as enduring symbols of what art and life can truly be.